Hello everybody, welcome back to making spaghetti sauce. We're cooking with Shirley and we're making homemade spaghetti sauce. This is the third in a three-part video on how to make homemade spaghetti sauce from homegrown tomatoes or fresh tomatoes that are grown from somebody else and you get at the produce stand. I had a couple of big buckets of tomatoes. I washed them and took the cores out, and then I dunked them in some boiling water for about 1 minute, and then I dunked them into a big bowl of ice water, and the ice water then makes the skin soft and come off. Actually, when you boil them, you'll see the skin start to split, and then I put them in the water to stop the cooking process, and then I was able to, it would cool them down then. I was able to slip the skins off, and then I chopped them up and put them into pots, and I had enough for 2 pots. These have now cooked down to about half here and half here. It's been cooking about 2.5 hours, so it was about 4, and it's almost 3 hours been cooking, and it's gotten down pretty thick. Actually, I'll show you here how thick it is. So you can see that's a nice color there. We have chopped up the tomatoes, and we had some bell peppers that I roasted, 2 of those, an onion and some garlic that I roasted, and I had some meat that is not grain-fed, but it's grass-fed beef, so it tastes really good. Oh, it smells so good. And I put some herbs. Some of them were herbs that I grew from my garden, so I had some oregano that I had dried. I had some thyme, German thyme, that I had dried. Some parsley that I had dried, and then I also put in some bay leaves. Those I didn't dry, but they're still an herb. And then I put some anise in there. I also put some basil. So I'll show you the basil. Anise is, if you can see there, the seed there, but it goes good in Italian cooking. A lot of people put it in spaghetti, pizza sauce. So that's all that I put in there. And, oh, that's not all. I did put some wine. And that has some sugar in it that cuts the acidity of the tomatoes. I used the rest of this. So I've had about 1/4 a cup of wine, about 1/4 a cup of my plum jam, which you can make, or you can buy plum jam, or you can put fresh plums. The sugar in the fruit, and plus the jam had sugar in it anyway, helps cut the acidity in the tomatoes again. So some people are bothered by the acidity with the tomatoes and get indigestion. So if you cut that acidity with sugar, or in this case with wine and jam, then that will take care of that acidity issue there. And then I about got these cooked down. We're about ready to eat dinner here, but the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to put them on bean thread noodles, which these are gluten-free, grain-free, dairy-free, egg-free. They're from mung bean starch, so from the mung beans. So this is what they look like. I have put 2 packages of them. Actually, not 2 packages, but 2 little bunches. This comes with 3 bunches in a pack, and I put 2 bunches in this bowl of water, which I am going to drain. So let me go ahead and drain it. Okay, so I'm back over here. Just wanted to show you what they look like. So this is, see, pretty noodly there and kind of translucent. A pretty noodle, has a good flavor. Some people don't like some of the grain-free options for noodles, but I think this is a really good one. It tastes really good for spaghetti sauce, and it's a good option for people that have dietary restrictions. So just wanted to show you. Let me get a little, I'm actually gonna put some in my little dish here. So some noodles. And I have these draining, and they were kind of long, just like regular spaghetti noodles would be. And put them in your little dish with spaghetti sauce, and there you go. You have spaghetti that is for people with dietary restrictions. That is grain-free, dairy-free, egg-free, and gluten-free. And now you have another option for those of you that that have trouble finding foods that are tasty and taste like regular food. And this, believe me, will taste good enough for anybody, even without dietary restrictions. They will never know that it is gluten-free and grain-free. And it's very good. And I appreciate you joining me for Cooking with Shirley and making homemade spaghetti sauce. And I hope you'll catch me next time. Have a good evening.